Dakota News Now presents Prep Insider.
And welcome to our Prep Insider preview show for 2026. I'm Mark Ovenden. He is Cooper Seamer. In just a few seconds, we'll hear from Joseph Lemelin.
Well, as always, we had a fun day on our photo shoot with our cover kids, and to say the least, they were pretty excited to be front and center on our Prep Insider magazine.
Joseph has more on just how pumped these guys were to be at Howard Wood with our great photographer, Jeff Veery. Joseph?
Just 10 players out of thousands across multiple states were chosen for the cover. A special moment for the athletes to be recognized for countless hours of work. Now, Prep Insider is becoming generational.
People talk about it, and it's just a super special thing. I know my dad was talking about it, and he was on it actually, so it's just like generation being on it. It's really special.
4 of the 10 athletes are future Jackrabbits.
A lot of SDSU guys here too, like Brody, Austin, and Anthony, that going to SDSU and also commits. And I'm excited that we're here.
Others got to meet for the first time.
Obviously, it's a huge honor. It's been cool to see kind of the talent in South Dakota get recognized lately, and I feel like it's been cool to be out here with these guys and get to know them a little more.
I mean, it means a lot. It's awesome. Something I, work hard every day, try and be, a leader for my team, and, hopefully this helps with that.
Nate Brenneman of Boyden Hull Rock Valley was proud to represent Iowa.
I'm incredibly honored to be selected to be on this magazine. It's great being here. There's a lot of South Dakota kids here. I think I'm the only Iowa kid here, so that's pretty awesome.
Growing up in the area, the kids have seen these magazines and the athletes throughout the years.
You look at these guys on the cover and you're looking up to them and seeing what they're doing and see what they're accomplishing, and now I'm finally here.
I mean, it feels pretty good actually. Like, I wasn't expecting it, but it's awesome to be here with other players.
And it was awesome for us to be there with this group of 10. They were all smiles. Brody Schaefer of Lincoln, Cooper Terwilliger of Pierre, Austin Dowd of Brandon Valley, Alex Lindeman of Del Rapid St. Mary, Anthony Patrone of Jefferson, Drake Mickelson of Lennox, Max Saxon of Mobridge Pollock, Nate Brenneman of Boyden Hull Rock Valley, Seth Reinhardt of Dakota Valley, and Tanner Vollmer of Wall. As the guys mentioned, 4 of them are headed to Brookings to play for the Jackrabbits. Recruiting area kids has been a key to the success of the Jacks, even after their jump to D1. And Dan Jackson knows there's plenty of talent in our neck of the woods that can lead to success on the football field.
There's great players in the state of South Dakota. Oftentimes in recruiting, people think you need to go to these big metro areas or heavy populated areas to find talent. You don't. I think it's a great niche for us because most kids in the state of South Dakota grow up wanting to be a Jackrabbit. And so on our end as a staff, we identify guys that may need to be physically developed or learn the game a little bit more, but they're big, they're long, they love football, the place means a lot to them. You get more out of somebody when the reason they're doing it is for something bigger than themselves, and they want to make their family proud, their state proud, their hometown proud.
Others are headed to places like Penn State, that's Cooper Terwilliger, and Iowa, that's Nate Brenneman. But the majority of our cover kids have stuck around so we can enjoy covering them on a collegiate level. Now, one of those future Jackrabbits has quieted all the critics who maybe said he wasn't big enough to be a quarterback. More on Mr. Schaefer when our Prep Insider preview show returns.
You're watching Prep Insider on Dakota News Now.
I don't think there's any argument over who is the most exciting high school football player in our coverage area. If you look up dynamic in the encyclopedia, or I guess I should say Google it, being an older guy, there's a picture of Lincoln quarterback Brody Schaefer, and the fact that the Patriots are up-tempo just plays right into his strengths.
Yeah, it's been super fun. It's really fun to play how we play. I think it's super fun, but it's also super successful. It's a super successful way to be good on offense.
That's an understatement. They've been unstoppable at times in recent years, thanks to Schaefer's ability to throw, run, and see the field so well. In fact, this will be the 6th straight fall with Tate and now Brody that Jared Fredenberg has had a Schaefer as his signal caller and coach on the field. It's a luxury he doesn't take for granted.
Believe me, we're talking about that too on what we're going to do next year, but we're going to enjoy this year while we still have one.
Seeing Schaefer on the field for opposing coaches, it's got to be terrifying. After all, he is simply
electric. Video game type. I mean, he's just an ace in the hole that you can't account for.
And he loves the freedom that he has from his coaches to make things happen.
We have a bunch of great athletes at Lincoln High School, and I don't think you should limit them to one specific thing. It's letting them be free-flowing, have a little bit of structure, know what to do, but also just play free, because that's how you get the best out of your kids, playing them free.
As for those who say he might be too small to play at the next level, and he's going to South Dakota State, by the way, I'll tell you what, it just adds to that competitive fire that fuels his success.
In my mind, it's like, yeah, I like to prove those people wrong. Like, it really doesn't matter. It's just about your mind and your athletic abilities more than just the size of your body.
The size of your heart matters a whole bunch, too. He is fun to watch. All right, Jason Andera joins us in the studio, as he does every year. But this year, he was actually author of our Prep Insider magazine again. It was years ago that you used to do that. How did it feel to be back in the saddle?
Full circle moment for me. Yeah, back when the Pigskin Preview started years ago, I wrote for it a lot. And then this year you had me back, and it felt pretty good, Mark. Felt pretty good.
Nobody loves high school football more than you.
I don't think so. We could have a contest, and you come at me. We'll see. Maybe as much.
I'm giving it to you.
Maybe as much.
I might have thought I did, but you do.
I think
no
you
question about it.
Yeah, you're right there.
All right, let's talk 11 AAA, and here was your preseason coaches poll.
I go
talk to the coaches,
yep.
And here was your tabulation, right?
Yeah, that's how I do my research. I go out and ask the coaches to vote, and I know which ones are telling me the truth and which ones are maybe downplaying a little bit. But all these teams at the top, I think all 5 of these teams have title hopes this year. I think O'Gorman has one of the best teams they've had since their championship year in 2019. But all these teams really have what it takes.
All right, let's roll the video and talk about some of the top players per se. Of course, Brody Schaefer is there is no more exciting player in the state on any.
No, and I talked to Jared Fredenberg as well, and he said we'd like to not let him run as much, but he wants him to play free, and he's got a couple of receivers he's used to throwing it to.
There's Anthony.
And then Anthony Petrone, he's really jumped off the board this year as one of the top prospects coming off the edge, and then they have a great offenses back this year as well. So Jefferson will be right there in the mix. Jace Hunson's great.
Brandon Valley always has that huge line, and they've got Mr. Dowd, so watch out for them. He's going to catch a touchdown pass here.
Yeah, there'll be no problem with depth on Brandon Valley. Again, they'll work a new quarterback in, but they've got great blocking up front, and defense will be as good as ever.
All right, we move on in our next segment. When we come back, we meet yet another Pierce standout who's headed for the Big Ten, and a preview of the remaining 11-man classes. Stay with us.
You're watching Prep Insider on Dakota News Now.
Another Pierre football player is set to play at the Division I level. Cooper Terwilliger is going into his senior year at Pierre High School and is committed to Penn State University. Steve Steele has been at Pierre for 10 years and coached Super Bowl winner Gray Zabel. Terwilliger has all the assets to become a star, and he's putting in the work too.
You know, there's very few people that we've had that have had the drive to do and what it takes to be great. Especially to that level. I mean, there's just a different dimension to the kids like that are able to really think the game at that high of a level. Off the field, he's a fun-going guy. He likes to hunt. He likes to fish. He likes to take it easy. So, you know, I think it's another good thing, too, is it's not all, you know, he knows how to turn it off.
Head coach Steve Steele has led Pierre to 8 state championships in the last 9 years.
You just know that the coaches are always going to be prepared, and you just got to execute the game plan that they give to you. And, you know, our community and our team and everyone has such confidence in our coaching staff, which is such a great thing, because there's no question and doubt that that they've been there and they know what it's like to get there. I think the Pierre Governor football has built a great tradition, and Steve kind of started that. And just growing up, going to the football games in Pierre, you kind of look at those athletes ahead of you, those Gray Zables and those studs like that, and it just makes you want to play for that program.
In his freshman year, Matt Campbell was the head coach at Iowa State, a school Cooper Terwilliger didn't feel right about.
He really developed a strong connection with Coach Campbell, Coach Mauser when they were at Iowa State, and I think it was really hard for him because I think he felt that connection so much stronger just than any of the other schools, but he just didn't feel the connection necessarily with the school they were at.
Terwilliger is excited to get going at Penn State, but he is still chasing one last state title in his hometown.
And growing up in a community like Pierre, football has been really successful, and watching those great players ahead of you, makes you want to be a part of something special.
The Pierre senior is chill off the field, but a dog on it. He will look to finish his time with the Governors, a 3-time state champion.
So it's no surprise that they are leading the coaches poll here. Number one, a couple of teams that they beat on their way there, Huron and Yankton, and then T area and Watertown rounding out that top 5. But first of all, again, Jason, we got to talk about Terwilliger here.
Well, Terwilliger is a rare talent. He's been a force on this field since he was a freshman. By the way, he's got a younger brother who's a freshman, who Steve Steele said he might be the second freshman to start for this team. So they have 8 starters back, including a guy like this. This is going to be a really tough team.
And then Huron made it pretty good run last year. Anderson Porish, we're going to see up here next. What's their returning talent?
Yeah, Huron really is going to ride that momentum from last year, what Drew Strandy did with them. And they have Carter Porish back. They have Anderson Porish back. 2 of their best players are brothers. There's going to be a great connection there in Huron.
Some great speed right there if they can keep hitting the run game there. And then Yankton made it all the way to the state championship last season.
Maybe not the depth that they've had. They lost a big senior class, but they got this guy, Tegan LaCroix, one of the fastest guys in the class, an all-state player back for them. They are in the mix. I think a lot of teams are in the mix here in 11AA, including Yankton.
You get me back for 11A.
All right, let's go.
Let's go to the board here and see that Sioux Falls Christian, when they get off the bus, they look like a college team.
These guys are loaded again. Yeah, they had a sophomore quarterback last year who is going to really unleash this year and be able to throw the ball a little bit more now that Kim Nelson's been there for 2 years. So, again, a team that had a great year that might be even better.
Let's roll the video. We're talking about Mr. Strandy, of course. And he was fun to watch last year for the Chargers.
He was, and he acted like a senior even though he was just a sophomore. And their passing game started to come alive, but they didn't rely on it. Now with Brant Wassner and Strandy back at quarterback, these guys could really hit to the air.
All right, speaking of going through the air, how about this guy? This is one of the catches of the year last year by Drake Mickelson, a one-handed catch. He's headed to Minnesota to be a tight end eventually.
Exactly. Like, he can line up wide. He can line up tight end. He's just unguardable at the 11A level.
And Del Rapids, I don't know who their running back's going to be.
It don't matter.
No.
Beckett Nelson.
This is Mason Stubbe. Plug in a name.
Yeah.
They run the ball
They got
really well.
Beckett Nelson, the big SDSU lineman up front with a couple of other all-state linemen back. Jace Brindy, tight end back. So, yeah, they will be able to move people around.
And Madison's got a fun quarterback to watch as well. Let's go to the 11B poll. Elk Point, Jefferson on top, St. Thomas More, Winter, Sioux Valley, and Dual. Let's roll the video. EPJ's got a dynamic duo back. In recent years, they've really run the ball well.
Yeah.
They can throw the ball well,
Well,
too.
you know what, though? I think Jake Terry is going to say, hey, if we can run it well, we're going to run the ball.
But look.
Yeah, they've got guys that can throw. Levi Hansen can throw. A quarterback is back. But they will rely on Aiden Hammett and the rest of that crew. When I ask who the best players in the class are, there's about 8 different guys from EPJ that come up on the list.
And this guy's pretty good, too, and he's only a junior.
Noah Wald is putting up some prolific career numbers already. He's still got a couple of years to go. And now his dad, who was the offensive coordinator last year, Nick Wald, is now the head coach. So I don't think his role is going to be reduced this year. But he did lose a lot of great seniors from that championship team.
And we fell in love with this guy on our shoot day. Number 4, Max Saxon, has just a glowing personality. Might be one of the best running backs in the state at any level.
I've been watching him a couple years, and he improves every single year. He gets quicker, he gets stronger, and he's already a bull. So he is one of the individual talents to watch in 11B.
All right, up next, we'll preview the 9-man ranks when we come back on Prep Insider. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You're watching Prep Insider on Dakota News Now.
There was almost no team more dominant in nine-man football last year than the Del Rapids St. Mary Cardinals, and some of the team believe that they have the tools to run it back. The Cardinals captured their second title in 5 years last year. While they did lose some offensive weapons, senior lineman Alex Lindemann believes the returning core is ready for another run. Last year's 9B outstanding lineman says things will look much different in 9B this year, with potential for one graduating class to drastically affect the program, but he says he's ready for his final season.
9B, graduating class can completely change your football team for the next year. So having all these guys that we know each other, we work well together, like a machine out there, it's going to be exciting to plug it in and start winning football games.
The Cardinals open their season on the road this year as they take a trip up to White to play Dubrook area. They play a rematch of last season's title game against Avon on September 4th. But they won't be without competition this year. The reigning 9A champion Wall is moving down to 9B this year, and they will certainly look to establish their own dominance in the class. Tanner Vollmer is one of the most electrifying athletes in the state and says there's always a competition who gets playing time on Friday nights in their program. He says that translates to success in games as they're already sharp from having to practice one another throughout the week.
Oh, it's just good that everyone works as hard as they can, and if they don't want it, they get someone who does. They'll just fight for the right to play and see who's there. Don't underestimate us, and we're the real deal.
The Eagles open their season on the road this year at Bennett County.
Wow, you gotta love that attitude, right? All right, let's go to the boards and see in 9B, your coaches poll that Jason Endera, who's with us here, you did these.
Yep.
I don't think there's much argument about this.
No, these are kind of the 5 teams people are talking about, especially those top 3 teams.
Yeah. All right, 9A looks like this. Freeman all by themselves. The Flyers are back to being the Flyers again.
They are. They lost some seniors, some key seniors. They lost 13 players to Parker Marion, but a lot of their all-state players are back because they were so young last year.
Well, and Howard, year after year, Pat Rummel always has Howard.
And they got better and better as the year went on last year. This year, they're starting from 4th gear right away.
Colt Beck's gone for Elkton Lake Benton.
That's going to be huge.
Yeah.
That's going to be huge. But the culture that they've built at Elkton Lake Benton has really helped this team over the last few years. I think they're going to be a little better than people think.
All right, 9AA. Parkston is your top team, followed by Hamlin, Bonham, Platte Geddes, Britton Hecla in that top 5. That's going to make Dallas Goddard happy.
Yeah, no defending champs here because, of course, Freeman Academy is not back, but Parkston feels like the team to beat here in 9AA.
All right, let's roll through some video. I think these are some of the players to watch for in 9-man, led by Parkston's road grader, Gage Jadozzi.
Yeah, one of the best all-state players back. He just leads the defense, and then on offense, he'll have contributions like this where he can run around the edge, he can catch it from the tight end. He's really good.
He's number 56. I like Abbott Moeller for Sioux Falls Lutheran. He was terrific last year.
He can catch the ball, and this is a team that brings some pieces back as well, but they're moving from 9B to 9AA. We'll see what they do.
Freeman's got this guy, David Walter.
David Walter's huge. Easton Cheddar is huge. There are 3 big all-state linemen back on the line. This team is loaded. Everybody loves Freeman.
And remember Luke Loudenberg? This guy's kind of pushing for some of those records at Howard.
Colt Becker, once in a while, they have a guy that can ride. That's the kind of guy that can ride.
And this guy's a beast. There's Camden Kessler just putting his shoulder down.
Yeah, I mean, he was a one-man wrecking crew for him last year, and he makes them tough again this year.
And then I just got to show this guy again because he was so good for the Eagles last year, and we're talking about Tanner Vollmer.
3rd-year starter. He is really good, and he's got some targets. Thielen Kerstad, a really good target out there. Ryan Bielmeyer, another all-state player back for them. So, yeah, they lose some players, but they'll be right back.
And I love his attitude when he says, well, you know, if somebody doesn't want to play, we'll find somebody else who wants to play. That's a leader.
He is all football. When I talk to Tanner, you can tell he just loves the game more than anybody else.
All right, up next, we'll preview Iowa and Minnesota high school football, where we've got some really, really good teams again when Prep Insider continues.
You're watching Prep Insider on Dakota News Now.
In Iowa, Boynton Hole Rock Valley is heading into 2026 with grit and determination to build off their success last year of making the playoffs. It's the first time the Nighthawks have made the postseason since 2021 when they were runner-ups in Class 3A. Head coach Jamie Rosaboom and senior lineman Nate Brenneman say the work to getting back to the playoffs and making an even deeper run has been going on for years as this group of upperclassmen pushes themselves and the rest of the team. And both say they want to build a winning culture back around the program.
Them, it's been a slow build, a grind of things never being given to them. They've had to fight for everything that they've earned, and that has made this group so special.
I want to leave a legacy where I want them to push themselves to, get to like a point where, they get to go play college football someday, or like make it to the playoffs, or just like, have these like experiences and these memories with each other.
And the Nighthawks open their season on the road at Sibley Ocheyedan.
Now, actually, they opened their season this Friday with a scrimmage against West Lyon. You might recognize that last name of the head coach of Boynton Hole Rock Valley. His dad, Jay, is the head coach of the
He knows a thing or two
West
about
Lyon
winning
Wildcats.
traditions.
35 years
Yeah.
he's been doing this. Let's roll some video. They're the team you have to talk about when you talk about Iowa high school football. And they've got their starting quarterback back. They lost some talented guys, but they just plug and play. They have won 2 straight titles with undefeated seasons, Jason.
Yeah, this is really rare air for West Lyon. We've known for decades that this is a team that's going to show up, but the ride that they're on now is elite.
And the thing is, they last year in the championship game got down by 2 touchdowns with a quarter to go, and they ran, what's that play when they lateraled the ball on the kickoff return? The old Houston, never mind, you guys are too young to remember. Anyway, they ran a trick play on a kickoff return. They went 90 yards for a touchdown, and then they came back to win the game. They can do it a lot of different ways, and Jay Rosaboom has allowed his younger coaches to talk him into some things.
Yeah, and this is a team, even if they graduate players, they're going to come back with guys hungry, ready to play at the varsity level, and that's the case there this year. There it is right there,
There's the
double pass.
I mean, they can beat you throwing the ball. They can always beat you running the ball. They are a defensive juggernaut. West Lyon is the team to watch for sure in Iowa high school football. Joseph?
Yeah, Mark, if we're talking Minnesota high school football, we got to start with the Patriots of Hills Beaver Creek. They put together an incredible run last season, and they rolled through the schedule to win the 9-man state title. Although they lost a lot of talent to graduation, they still have plenty returning, led by Brody Metzger, who's only a junior. Expectations are high once again for HBC.
Being in the state championship the last couple of years, I just think they have a lot of confidence in them. They kind of know what it takes to get it done. But at the same time, sometimes you have kids or years that they just expect, hey, we're just going to show up and do it again. But these guys, they truly just put in the time and the work, and we're excited about the athletes that we have.
Look for the Patriots to be really good again this fall, with Brody Metzger moving back to quarterback.
Yeah, he was a quarterback as a youngster, so it's no big deal for him to play now. Yeah. There's other perennial powerhouses, though, to watch for in Minnesota, like these guys, Jackson County Central, even without Roman Voss, who's graduated. They're going to be good.
Yeah, this is a team you have to watch out for. There's a lot of talent here as well, and I love that Southwest Minnesota has these teams that really can play against each other and get themselves ready to play on that big stage later in the year.
And of course, Minnesota is the other team to watch for on a yearly basis.
Yeah, Minnesota, the Vikings like to move the ball here. They're throwing it through the air there. A lot of these small school teams don't do that. This is a team that can do it.
They've always killed you with running by the Hennons, but now they can do it this way as well. Jason, thanks a bunch for your help.
You bet.
Cooper?
Yeah, and add to the list of local books that have been written is Steve Steele of Pierre. He talks about the amazing run of success that his governors have been on over the last decade, which we refer to as a dynasty. It was a little out of his comfort zone, but it's something he really enjoyed.
Any coach could write a book like this because you don't need to win titles to have great moments within your football program. And that was another part that taught me, was the majority of the moments that we've created for our kids aren't lifting the trophy at the end of the season. It's everything that's led up to that point.
There'll probably be several more chapters to add to that with that winning culture established in Capital City.
Yeah, 8 championships in 10 years?
Something like
That's
that, a
pretty
little
good.
something.
Our first Football Friday is Friday, so we'll be back. Don't go away. We're back in 2 days. Hope you enjoyed the show.